Hello again, everybody, and welcome back as we continue on this 2025-2026 basketball season rolling along as well. Joined now by Roosevelt University women's basketball coach Deon Thomas. And, Coach, glad to be with you again this week. And had a little bit of a split this past weekend, winning a great game on the road at Purdue Northwest on Thursday, a little bit of a bump of the road on Saturday. How do you see how the two games went?
Thursday's win was great. We had some players being ill, so we didn't travel them. So getting a win without having our full lineup was huge for us, huge confidence. Then going to Wayne State, we just didn't execute the game plan in literally the first quarter. After that, we kind of played them close. So I'm excited that we get a chance to play them again. Hopefully we can perform a little bit better when we host them at our place.
Yeah, turning a little bit first to the Wayne State game, and I noticed it was a little bit of a deficit at the end of the first quarter. Looked like a case where the game kind of got away early and you just couldn't get back into it.
Yeah, absolutely. We just didn't stick to the game plan. We left known shooters. We got backdoor cut. Our transition defense was terrible. Literally the keys to the game, things we talked about, going over screens on drivers, just random things that they just weren't locked in and focused for the game plan. So we shot ourselves in the foot and we couldn't dig ourselves out.
In a situation like that, as you're watching the game on the sidelines, do you have a moment where you can see like this could go really sideways really fast?
Yeah, absolutely. I called an early timeout. Made some early subs, but after the timeout, I gave them, tried to correct. We didn't really make adjustments. We kept shooting threes, a ton of threes, and I think that's the problem. We shot the ball well Thursday. We hit a bunch of threes, so we just came in like it was still Thursday night, and we just kept firing away, and it wasn't our strongest suit. I felt like we settled instead of attacking the basket, so calling that early timeout, hopefully make an adjustment. Let's get to the rim, and it took them 10 minutes to buy in to what I was saying, unfortunately. But then that last 30 minutes, I thought we competed.
Just about to ask you that as the game went along, it sounds like you were at least a little bit more happy with the way things were going on the court.
Absolutely. Like, I think it was the second or third, 4 minutes to go in the quarter. It was like 6-4, like points in that quarter. So we were defending, they were defending, like it was back and forth. So they executed their game plan extremely well so that we – then again, eventually we both start scoring the ball a little bit, but it wasn't crazy quarters in that second half. I think second quarter was 22-20 them, and it was 29 or 26-9 at the end of the first. So we gave up 47 points at the half. So that was just way too many points, or 48 points, way too many points in the half.
Going back to the win over Purdue Northwest last Thursday, great road win, tense ball game, and it seemed like there was a point there, I thought, in the second half where everything seemed to kind of come together for you.
Yeah, absolutely. They went on a run. I think we led at half. I told them they're a good team, well coached. Love Jesse Ford. He does a great job with his girls. Said they're going to make a run. We got to be prepared for it. And they did just that. They went on a run. I think they cut it to 2. Then we went on a run at the end there. So it was nice to see that they took a hit and they were able to deliver a hit to extend the lead back. So
that's the thing about a game like that. We've talked so often about basketball being a game of runs, and when the opposition gets a run, you want to try to respond with one of your own, don't you?
Absolutely. You know, sometimes like things happen, right? Everyone has a plan to get punched in the mouth, like Mike Tyson said. So we hit, they hit back, and sometimes we fold, or sometimes we try to, I call it hero ball, where we don't play within ourselves. We start shooting shots we normally don't shoot. So we were able to just stay the course and execute the game plan.
One of the great aspects of that game was the team being able to step up in the absence of Isabella Pita. Great performances all around, weren't there?
Absolutely. We had 2 shoot the ball extremely well with Kelly Boyle and Iz. So they did great. Marie defensively was all over the place. Then, again, our unsung hero, I think the last few games has been Bryn Ketcher. She's just done a little bit of everything for us. And probably our last like 5 or 6 games, she's been the most consistent. She doesn't average 20 or anything like that, but she's given us like 8, 7, and 4, 3 steals and guarding their best post player or their most agile post player. And she's been just huge for us.
Yeah, Bryn's a great example, I think, of a player where you don't need to put up monster numbers to have a great contribution. And the numbers you just talked about with Bryn in the game last Thursday, perfect example, isn't it?
Absolutely. She does a little bit of everything for us. She's high energy. She plays really hard. She gives it her all. She's the one who's literally emptying her tank every single game.
Then again, you had Kelly Boyle getting a career-high 22 points, and then Isabel Lindo also having a great performance, another career-high as well in these last games. It seems like that the team right now, I think, is really starting to gel a little bit, and they were able to, I think, really intensely, and it was great to see the team come together after that run that Purdue Northwest made and they were able to gather themselves and not panic, and they were able to take the game forward, dictate the game from there on out after a little bit of a momentum swing in the opposing direction, and ultimately come out with a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Those two, they shot the ball well. They played well off each other. They finally found a groove. I would say our team, we are gelling well. We still haven't peaked yet. I still think we're starting to figure some things out. But what's nice is we still have 6 weeks left of the season, so we're not playing our best basketball, or we haven't reached our full potential. So hopefully we get there. I feel like that's where most teams are. They're playing like Wayne. They're playing their best basketball this season right now. I feel like that's the best they looked all year in that first quarter against us. So hopefully we can get there as well. But yeah, we're gelling. I think we're almost there. We're still climbing. We're almost at the top where we can be at playing high level basketball consistently.
As the season goes along, it sounds like you're able to tell pretty quickly that the team is coming together, and that good things are ahead and that the team is reaching its peak.
Absolutely, they're working really hard. Have that next man mentality, like you said. Peta being sick, girls been able to step up, have their career highs, different things like that. So we got a couple girls under the weather now. So hopefully they're back before Thursday, Saturday this week. But they're always willing to accept the challenge. So I think that's a part of us being a close knit group and being ready, and willing to face whatever is thrown at us.
Now, coming up this weekend, a pair of ball games. You've got Davenport coming up Thursday, Grand Valley State Saturday. Again, back to the GLIAC schedule of Thursday, Saturday. Quick turnaround after the first game Thursday. How do you see those games? How do you see the strategy maybe playing out a little bit in those games?
It's going to be night and day. Two different teams, two different styles of play. Davenport, they've been lately like playing 5 in, 5 out. So they have one like offensive line. Again, I don't know this to be exact, but it looks like they have like an offensive lineup, then they put in a defensive lineup where they press and try to turn it up, where Grand Valley State's 40 minutes of pressing. So I think both games should be competitive, should be fun. It's like, as long as we take care of the basketball, I think we have a chance in both contests.
Judging from some of our earlier conversations, you just talked about night and day coming up this weekend. Two different opponents, perhaps two different styles, but I got the impression that you think that's kind of one of the fun parts of coaching, is that trying to come up with a way to make those adjustments from game to game.
Absolutely. Making adjustments from game to game, but having, at the end of the day, it's who's the best version of themselves. So what we do is we defend. Like, can we defend at a high enough level to stop both of those teams and be willing to handle the ball, right? So they're going to press different presses, but still press. Like, so same kind of scheme, but night and day, what they do offensively, what they do defensively. So our strategy is going to be similar, but slightly different.
When you go into a situation like this where you have one team on one day playing one style and then another team 2 days later playing an opposite style, do you worry at all about maybe a little bit of a carryover from the previous game as far as adjusting and being able to handle what the opposition can throw at you in that second game?
Yes and no. Early in the season, just because we have so many players that were inexperienced with not a lot of like just conference play, but playing quick turnaround. So we probably try to play a lot of games, multiple games in a week early, so it kind of helps you and hurts you. Like, you go play Malone Walsh the next day, you go play UMSL then Maryville. So we've been trying to prepare for these moments all season long. So early, I worried about it. Now, not so much. The girls have to know, they have to be mentally tough. They have to understand, like, yesterday was yesterday, today is today. It's a new opponent. So everything we talked about, different defensive lineup schemes, like you can help, you can't help. They have to be able to make those adjustments pretty quickly.
This is where this part of the schedule now, as we move toward the latter end of January, this is where that early scheduling, that non-conference portion of the schedule really pays off, doesn't it?
Absolutely, because we prepare to play these quick turnaround games where not a lot of prep on this team. Like, you get a day, sometimes you get no days, but that's kind of what postseason looks like. So we were preparing to go to postseason. We're preparing for conference play. We played some teams that are very similar stylistically, whether they press or they run in the same style of offense. So we've seen a lot of actions already, and we're just trying to execute at a high level now.
As we move now toward the latter part of January, again, still a lot of basketball to be played, but as the days go by in the calendar, the games, I always hesitate to say they become more important, but the emphasis may be a little bit more because you're battling for positioning, trying to get to the postseason. So you're kind of in the situation now where you're almost heading into the last 6 weeks, aren't you?
Absolutely. So it's very important, but you try not to put pressure on any game. It's just the next game. But like you said, conference standings, I think 6 through 11, we're all like a game apart. So it can go any way moving forward. So every game's important in that regard, but you got to take one opponent at a time, and hopefully you can be successful. Then we forget everything, whether you win or lose, and you got to prepare for the next one. So
Alrighty, Coach. Well, we will see you this weekend. Best of luck, and we will be talking to you again next week.
Yeah, appreciate you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, Deon Thomas with us here, head women's basketball coach here at Roosevelt University. We're going to pause, take a quick time out, come back with more right after this, so stay with us.